Today on Beardo and Weirdo, I don't know how to behave in front of Paul McCartney at the SNL party. We found some old high school pictures, that's right, of Chris and myself, and you won't believe how this episode ends. For the last several minutes of this show, you're going to find Chris trying to remember the song that he just put out with Five Finger Death Punch.
Hey, man. Success problems. I got so much going on, so much good in my life that the moment that every kid dreams of, I completely dropped the ball.
AKA, don't do drugs, kids. It's a new episode.
Nope, do them all. Play the music. Las Vegas Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club. Me and my co-host here, Craig Gass.
Comedian, Family Guy, King of Queens, Sex and the City, everything else. We're coming to Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club the first weekend of June. I'm looking it up right now, and it looks to me like it's June 5th and 6th. We're also coming to Long Island, and we're coming to Houston, Texas. But Jimmy Kimmel's, if you're in Las Vegas, come see us June 5th and 6th. All the tickets are at getgas.com. Getgas with 2 S's.com. And you can see Chris and I doing comedy together.
And the sets will probably be as long as this promo.
Sorry, I don't know how to shut up.
He ain't sorry.
I'm not sorry. We are back with Beardo and Weirdo. Beardo being this gentleman in front of me, Chris Kael from Five Finger Death Punch, and me, I'm the Weirdo. I'm Craig Gass, the stand-up comedian. And my God, we have been traveling. We've been doing shows. And Chris did one show, just one gig, that was larger than all the crowds I'm going to perform for in the next 20 years.
I was going to say, in your entire life.
Like 80,000 people at Welcome to Rockville when you guys were on stage. They were only followed by one band called Guns N' Roses.
You all might have heard of them. They got a couple of hits. If they keep on doing what they're doing, I predict big things.
And even at this giant mega festival, Chris did that awkward thing where he likes to just make me feel uncomfortable. He grabbed my hand and...
That's just what's on video.
Yeah. It's like, how long are we going to play this game of chicken? And I was like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. And he's like, all right. And he had just gotten off stage performing in front of 80,000 people. And he's holding my hand. And I'm like, you know what? I'll see your holding hand and I'll do some skipping. And Chris went skipping with me. This is Backstage at Welcome to Rockville as Chris had just walked off and performing in front of 80,000 people. This is the most hetero thing you can see at a concert.
Is it like skipping or something? Isn't that...
There we go.
Yeah.
You got a friend.
Filmed by Darcy. You didn't get the facial expression of the guy in the golf cart going, the fuck? Like, yeah. So,
yeah, I had just gotten off stage, full God pose. Oh,
yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. And getting off stage and still very much look at me.
A man who is comfortable in his own skin, Mr. Chris Kael.
That's right, man. No matter how big things get, I'm never going to be too big to skip with my friends.
How weird is it to not work for, I don't know how long it had been, a few months, and then just get on stage and it's one show in front of 80,000 people?
It's funny, man, because like we always rehearse a few days before. Like if we've been off for a while, we'll have a rehearsal. Me, Zoltan, Andy and Charlie all get together for 2 or 3 days, just run the set, make sure we still got it. And going into it, you're always like, man, how's that song go again? But muscle memory, just as soon as you get in there, it's like, oh, okay, we got it.
It's kind of like stand-up after the pandemic, not performing for like a year. I remember getting up on stage and going, how does this joke end? I can't, like, I'm kind of, and I found myself rediscovering some of the material, like, oh yeah, and forgetting some of it was great, because then I kind of morphed it into something else.
Yep.
But that show, though, I mean, that massive crowd that you guys performed in front of, I saw Andy after the show. And I said, man, that was great, man. Did you feel good? And he goes, yeah, that crowd was crazy. And Andy said, I just had to look straight ahead and just not look at the crowd. Because the moment I look and I see how many people are actually standing there, he's like, it gets in my head and I'll start overthinking it. So I
had a friend that was at Rockville and she was saying, like, I got them up on stage because I went back on Sunday and I saw A Day to Remember, got them up on stage, right. And like, that was her first time of like looking out at the crowd and seeing that many people. She goes, oh, I could never. And I'm like, I don't think about it at all.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm 100% grateful that I get to play in front of those crowds, but it's never scared me being in front of people ever. Like I always say, there's no camera that I don't love and no camera that doesn't love me. I love entertaining and being up there. And it's always been very natural for me. It was weird hearing someone else's perspective of just being on stage, not even performing, just looking out and seeing that many people and be like, oh, I could never. I better be able to do this all the time.
I remember hearing that about you from a mutual friend of ours, Todd Kearns.
Oh, yeah.
Said that he goes, man, that guy Chris Kael's always been a performer. He's always been like, so you've always had that reputation of a guy who loves to be on stage and loves performing. But do you remember a moment with Five Finger Death Punch when you're doing much bigger crowds that you went, holy shit? Do you remember an early?
There was one where we played in New Jersey at the Devils hockey arena.
Okay.
And I remember going in there and we started playing bigger places. This is when we started doing like arenas and whatnot. We'd been doing larger theaters and whatnot most of the time and festivals. But this is the first time that I walked into a building, looked at how big this place was, and I was like, who booked this?
Really?
This is going to be terrible. Like, there's no way. No way. So I was all mad. I went back to the dressing room. I was like, man, this is going to be not very underwhelming. And then,
for ticket sales, you think it's not going to?
Yeah. Because I don't hear nothing until I get out there, you know?
Right.
I don't know how shows are selling. I'm like, doing my job.
Right.
I play bass.
Right.
And then I come out and, come out and do the show. So I don't know all that other stuff. But I got out there when we finally went on stage. Normally I'll go out and watch bands before, but I was in my head that day. And I walked out on stage and it was packed to the rafters.
Really?
I mean, complete sellout all the way up to the very top of the Devil's Arena right there.
Wow.
And I just remember going, and that's why I don't book the gigs.
Wow.
Yeah, because I would not have. That was the first time it really hit me. Like, oh my God, like things are big.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks since
Tell me about when you walked into a comedy show and we're like, man, I'm getting huge.
There's been some shows that I've done some shows opening for big bands where I just thought, oh man, how is this going to work? How is this going to, and I'll actually think about if there's 2 or 3 people in that crowd of 20,000 that have seen me before, I'm actually thinking, oh, they've already seen that joke.
Yeah.
I can't do that joke now. I don't even think about the other 19,997 people that are going to be watching that set. But it's a different world, man. I mean, comedy clubs and, a lot of comedians there's more comedians now that can sell out an arena with just their name and no mention of an opening act.
Yeah.
There are rock bands that can sell out an arena with no mention of an opening act.
You've gotten to do some of those shows with like Russell Peters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Russell took me on my first arena tour 2 years ago through Australia and New Zealand. It was I remember hitting you up as soon as I got back, like, man, your life is awesome. Like it felt so good to, and I'm outing myself here. It felt so good to walk into Catering and grab slices of ham and know that I wasn't stealing it. Like
once.
Yeah, for once. Like
you've been training for that day for years.
My whole life I've been training for that moment.
And doing it with the best too.
Yeah.
Top of the food chain, Billy Joel.
Yeah.
He prepared you for that moment.
I do remember once walking out, Louie Anderson had me do a couple shows with him in Minneapolis, and the theater was 5,000 seats, and he sold it out twice in one night. Ooh. And I remember the first time walking out, it just seemed to just go on forever, that theater. And I remember I was also told you cannot curse on this show. They saw me fucking around during sound check. And
screwing around, Craig.
Yeah, screwing
around.
Yeah. We're trying to keep our YouTube views up. But I went out and I just quietly went, fuck. Like
screwed.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, you're talking about an arena show. Do you remember walking out on a festival show and seeing a massive crowd and going, whoa?
One of the people always ask me about the coolest show that I've ever played. One of them had to be, I'm forgetting the name of the festival now. I don't remember the name of the festival.
You want me to hold your hand and skip with you about to remember this?
Well, I'm gonna text Alex later, and you just put the name of the festival.
Yeah,
right here. It was overseas. 120,000 people with this thing, and Ivan during Never Enough always has the crowd jump.
Okay,
there were so many people in that crowd jumping at the same time. I could feel the stage.
No, shit.
It had to measure on like the Richter scale.
No, shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty
I feel
amazing.
It was in Eindhoven for some reason. I think is where that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible though. Just whoo. I've been so fortunate I'm fortunate for every show that I get to play, whether it's, they always say, whether it's 5,000 or 500,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
We're doing the show, man. And I've had, I'm playing just for me, the bands that are there on the show and their girlfriends. I've definitely played those shows. I played shows where
You played girls.
I mean, a couple of times. Like a fiddle, baby. Yeah. Not a violin. That's like nice, and a fiddle's like, oh yeah, yep. That's Kentucky reference.
He's also played girls.
Yep, on TV. No, I'm not going there. What was I saying?
That's exactly why I never respond to your distractions. That's exactly why, because I know I'm going to stop and go, where the fuck was I in that conversation? You just exposed the reason why I don't respond to your jokes, because it'll fuck me up so much I won't know where the hell I'm going with my conversation.
Speaking of fucking you up so much, kids at home, did you hear that tone? Woo! Somebody's getting fucked up in the parking lot.
We're going skipping.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been a few weeks. We got a lot to catch up on, but I have to tell you, one of the most amazing gifts I've ever gotten, and we have had so many conversations about how, as a kid, what we were like as kids. And I got hit up by somebody who said, tell Chris Kael I said, what's up? I actually grew up with him. And I asked you, is this true? And you said, yep, it's true. And I was like, oh, wow. Well, I guess that, sometimes people do like, oh man, I'm the guy who told Craig how to do stand-up comedy. It's like, who said that? Like,
he didn't listen though.
Yeah. But that guy... The guy who said
I'll be here all week, people.
The guy who said I grew up with Chris Kael, right after Chris confirmed, sent me another message, and I went, "Oh my God!" And I just texted Chris and said, "Dude, I cannot wait to get back in the studio." I almost forwarded it to you, and I was like, "No, we're saving this for the podcast."
This is a moment where I feel like this is your life.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you high school Chris Kael.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I got my best Sunday church sweater on.
Dude, the sweater. The sweater is so amazing.
Even better than that, bangs.
Yeah. Bangs and the sweater.
Yep.
You look like you've already been employed for a few years at that point, man. How are you in high school and you look like you sell cars? Like, that is an
at a used car lot.
Yep,
sure.
at a used car lot.
Yeah, one that's fleecing the customers on interest rates.
Dude,
look at that smile. Yep, I got you.
I was so excited to see this photo because I've been asking Chris, and I don't think he's holding back on me. I don't think he's like, I said, man, you got to show me some pictures of you in high school. I want to see you with the long hair. And he said, yeah, I'll bring it. And I know he's not holding back. So I knew when I pulled up this picture and I was going to show it to the audience at home, I had to do the right thing and show you one of my senior pictures. I think this is my second senior year.
Okay.
And the only version I could find was on a coffee mug that my mom made with my senior picture.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, my second senior year.
I like the sassy pose with the hands on the hips like that.
Yep.
Like,
also, with the sweater.
Yep.
I got the sweater
I mean,
on.
you got the Vinnie Paul chest right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that tiger print?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's I got to find a more high-res pic to bring in, or a high-res version to bring in, but
that does it. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that hair, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. A member of Warrant right there.
I'm surprised the very next shot that they took, I'm sure you're going like this. Guarantee that's the next shot.
One of my favorite stories is when the Chili Peppers were on Howard Stern a couple years ago. Howard was asking them about a music video that they made where the video is Chili Peppers throughout the years. Like, it starts out with them as like a 1950s band with like kind of a Beatles setup, and then it goes into like a hippie-ish 60s thing where they got like, long hair, the bandanas,
all the different eras of music type.
Yeah, and then 70s, 80s, whatever, and on and on. And Howard was telling Flea, he said, that's my favorite video. I love, like, was it fun making it? And Flea said, yeah, the only part of it that I struggled with, that I wasn't familiar with, because I'm such a fan of music, is I never watched any of those 80s metal bands, like those 80 like hair bands. I never got into that. So I actually had to ask our guitarist, John Frusciante, like, how do I behave in an 80s video?
Yeah.
And he said, John very seriously and thoughtfully went, you want to look surprised all the time. Like, always. And dude, if that doesn't summarize every single 80s music video.
Every time that I'm taking pictures with fans, that's one of my looks.
Really?
It's a surprise look.
Like
I do this one. all the time. Yep. So fans, if you've had pictures with me, throw those into the comment section right here.
You know what? Why don't we just, we'll throw that on Alex right now, right here, Alex. We're going to show a couple of versions of Chris Surprised right here. Dude.
Yeah, but even better, make sure you put those in the comments.
Yeah.
Got to game that algorithm, kids. And this is me working for the man over at YouTube, trying to get those views up.
Hilarious. I don't think I told you that a couple nights ago I went to the SNL season finale party.
Yeah, you saw one of my old friends there.
Which one?
A dude named Cam Patterson.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Talk to Cam at the party. I did text you about that.
You know, I love that dude. I could not be more excited for him from doing an appearance on Kill Tony, becoming the hot comic on Kill Tony.
Straight to
and
SNL.
then that going straight to SNL. Couldn't happen to a nicer dude.
Yeah.
He was playing Wise Guys here in Vegas before SNL when he was just doing Kill Tony. And I was with Rick Diaz. Rick Diaz from also Kill Tony was going to go do a set. And he told Cam that I was just across the street having some food and I was coming over to the show too. He's like, "Do you want to do a set?" So
nice.
Cam Patterson let me get up there and do a set back when I might have been terrible. Woo. But
shit.
Gave me the opportunity and just a super nice dude. His dad's always with him. His dad's a character as well.
His dad's with him on the road?
Oh, yeah. Like back then, for sure. I'm guessing probably still now. He would sell the merch and he's super, much like my parents, very, super proud of their son. I think his dad sells merch for him out on the road, which this is awesome. Cam loves rocks.
Really? Because a joke that he did on stage about
but that's his thing. He's always got a pocket full of rocks.
Really?
So that dude, marketing genius.
Wow.
Goes to Lowe's in the cities that he's in, picks up just a bag of rocks for $10. Probably sells each of those rocks for at least $10.
Shut up.
It's genius.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Does he sign the rock?
Probably, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, his name's Cam, K-A-M, so not that hard to fit on a rock.
Wow, good for him. Well, when I got into the SNL party, I've been to a bunch of them over the years. There was a period of time where I was a contributing writer to Weekend Update when Colin Quinn was doing it years ago. And so I get into the party. Obviously, there's a lot of famous people at the party, and I see people pulling out their cameras, and I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy. And the party is taking place.
Bravo, Craig. He's learning. I love it.
The party's taking place at the skating rink at 30 Rock, next to NBC. It's a famous skating rink that's been featured in a bunch of movies and late night shows and et cetera, et cetera. And it's busy in the skating rink area, so I go to the outer perimeter. There's some glass windows. You can go on the outer perimeter and get a table. And I sat right in front of the window, and so I could see everybody. And they got a spread, and they got drinks and everything. I sit down
and be seen.
Yep. and I'm sitting there looking into the crowd, and the table in front of me is empty through the glass door. And I start talking to a buddy of mine. I was talking to Wally, who's one of the cue card guys, famous cue card guy at Seth Meyers and SNL. And I see people walking towards me, and then they sit down, and it just kind of catches my eye, and I go, holy shit. And I was like, immediately reached for my phone, pulled up, and I started to shoot this video because I couldn't believe what I was looking at right here. Paul McCartney and Steven Spielberg sat right in front of me. And obviously Marcelo Hernandez.
Okay, there we go.
And then that's
I didn't recognize him from the crack of his ass right there.
And there's Lorne Michaels on the other side of Spielberg right there. And
is that David Draymond?
Yep. And the woman that Marcelo is hugging, I always forget her name. It's Colin Joe's
Her
wife.
name is Paul McCartney.
Colin Joe's wife. What's her name?
Couldn't tell you.
From fucking Alex knows.
The beautiful girl. Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, my God.
Scarlett Johansson.
You didn't get pictures of that for me?
No, man. Paul McCartney? Are you kidding me?
I don't care about...
Dude,
he's a musician.
Paul McCartney.
I'm a musician.
Yeah. We both...
I am not Scarlett Johansson.
We both play bass. We're the same guy. We're the same guy. That's like, there was one time I was at a restaurant in Los Angeles, and I saw the guy who played Mr. Big.
Oh, yeah.
On Sex and the City.
Yeah. A show that Craig Gass was on.
Yeah.
One of his credits.
And I stood up, and I was like, whoever I was with was like, oh, man, it's the guy from Sex and the City. It's Mr. Big. And I was like, I'm going to go say hi to him. I get up. I start walking. I'm like, we got so much in common. And then it just hit me. I was like, I'm sitting back down. I was in one episode of Sex and the City.
But you were on one episode.
I was on one episode.
Yep. And a very popular episode, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
I didn't see it, but
The TV Guide referred to it as the grossest moment in television history, which I'm very proud of.
And you're also on the Howard Stern show.
Yes.
You have a history of being on the grossest TV shows
True.
and radio
That's
shows.
a good point.
There's your next credit.
You know what? A lot of TV roles I've had have been something gross or shocking, so I've been really grateful for that. But
Speaking of gross,
yes.
I got a chance to do stand-up comedy in front of my dad for the first time.
Oh, no.
You know my first joke. Yep. I was nervous. I hosted a show in Kentucky at a place called Manchester Music Hall. My buddy Greg Huff from a band called Lucid Gray. It's a band that I played shows with coming up back in Kentucky. They got together for a reunion because two of those dudes damn near died within the last 6 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, 2 different hospital stays, damn near death. So when Greg got out, he was like, "Hey man, I want you to come host a rock show. Lucid Gray's going to do a reunion." Part of that was I'm doing some stand-up in between the bits. They'll get the stage set up, and then the band comes on after I do a couple of minutes. I do my opening set, like when I'm doing a 10-minute set, I got the 10 right out of the gate, all good. A lot of questionable content that you probably don't want to say in front of your dad.
Oh, yeah.
In Kentucky, who goes to church.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. He's like
Super religious guy?
deacon.
What?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I didn't know that.
Did you know that I actually used to want to be a youth minister?
Whoa.
Yep.
With that sweater you had on in high school, you were going to be a youth minister?
I did the cool hip one.
And that
leading
baby
the band.
and that baby mustache you had, you were going to be, whoa.
Yeah, but I gave that up in the pursuit of rock and roll.
So you're doing awful, dirty jokes in front of your dad.
Yep. And
Are you looking at him while you're doing it?
No. But then again, when I'm performing, I'm not really looking at the crowd and soaking that in because I'm so, particularly with comedy, making sure I got the beats right.
Right,
making sure I'm hitting all the important stuff because I'm professional now. Look at me talking shop, getting a little behind the scenes over here.
And the whole time I'm thinking like, you'll get to that point.
Yeah.
You'll get to that point. Just hang in there.
But yeah, I even told him before, I go, "Hey, there's some stuff in the very beginning that I'm nervous about saying in front of you, but in the spirit of the art, I'm not holding back. I'm doing it." Did all the stuff. I asked him after, like, anything shocking? Because I raised you. Like I've been around you. I know how you are.
So he enjoyed it?
He enjoyed it. It was fun. But yeah, that was the first time I've done music before, obviously many times in front of him. But I'm not talking about the type of lotion that I use for my face.
Who did your dad bring with him to attend this show to watch you do stand-up?
My aunt and uncle.
Oh.
Yeah.
So his sister and her husband.
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, but they all loved it, had a good time. You've talked about how crazy it is and how difficult those shows can be. I'm so grateful for being in Five Finger Death Punch and performing in my hometown of Lexington, Kentucky, which is where I grew up. Yeah. Man, like so forgiving.
Really?
Oh yeah, it went great. I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling, man, to be able to, I mean, it's nerve-wracking. And I've had friends of mine say after shows, friends who I haven't seen for years, and they come out and see shows, they always, like 90% of the time, they'll say, after I see them, or when I see them after the show, they'll go, right before you walked on stage, I was like, God, I hope he doesn't suck.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like, of course, you're like, I just want to go support my friend, but I don't know what he's doing here, but everybody, I'm assuming that's seen you do stand-up also first knows you from music.
And also always say, I didn't know you were that funny.
Yeah.
What the hell am I doing every single day?
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. I do got to show you one of the clips.
I carry the weight on this podcast every single week with the comedy that I bring.
I do have to show you one other clip from that SNL party because
nice.
Once I had that moment with I got my camera phone out because Paul McCartney and Spielberg are right in front of me.
Anybody I would know though?
I got comfortable enough that when I was talking to Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers, I realized when I turned around that Will Ferrell was standing right behind me, and I was like, "Oh man, I got it." So I had to get this shot of Will Ferrell standing right behind me, talking to people, because Chad Smith is right here. how is Chad Smith here and Will Ferrell? What? How is that possible in the same?
Doppelgangers.
Yeah. And then I didn't even know because I was on stage all night that night in New York before I went to the party that apparently the show opened with Chad Smith walking out trying with a little bit of a wig on to look more like Will Ferrell and doing the monologue and getting busted by Will Ferrell, who said he was attacked by Chad Smith backstage, which is a great premise. But I also, a few weeks ago, hosted an event in Seattle, an anti-bullying event that was headlined by a couple of friends of ours.
Something near and dear to your heart, hanging out with me all the time.
Yeah, it's an anti-Chris Kael event that we did out in Seattle.
That's every event.
And some of our friends were there. Zach and Brent from Shinedown performed. Actually, Mike Inez was the one who called me to give me the gig. He's like, hey, would you be interested in doing this thing?
Nice.
There's this girl, Nicole, who's putting it together, and Nicole happens to be Courtney Love's sister, and she's been behind this campaign, this anti-bullying campaign, where they've been raising funds to make these educational videos that they actually put throughout schools in the Pacific Northwest to let kids know not only the downsides of how much it hurts people psychologically, but also to stand up when you see that happening in school, or with your friends or anywhere that you're at, and so the show, Nancy Wilson from Heart headlined the show, Shinedown, and when Zach from Shinedown was on our show, he kept talking about, dude, Chris Ballou from Presidents of the United States of America, and Chris Ballou came on, and the place, it was just him by himself. I guess Presidents of the United States broke up years ago, and he did a couple of songs. What was interesting is Chris Ballou did a Nirvana song. But when Chris Ballou does a Nirvana song, it sounds like the President of the United States doing a Nirvana song. Alex, you got that? This is Chris Ballou's take on. Like it's still...
Yeah. I like how he also went full Seattle with the flannel.
I was going to say, he looks like he hasn't aged at all. And then, of course, the next video is him playing one of the classics from Presidents of the United States of America. And the place goes.
Yes! He looks a lot like Ron Howard.
God, he does look like Ron Howard. Zach and Brent were on stage watching this. Oh, that's the drum. That's Ben, the drummer of Heart, backing up Chris on that. Dude, the jam on this was like so many great musicians.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, there's.
That's awesome.
By the way, to my left is Zach from Shinedown, just staring the whole time, just taking it in.
I mean, that song is a hit.
Zach not only is the biggest President of the United States of America fan, Zach also had taken a photo with Chris when he was a teenager. He somehow got to meet him coming out of a radio station or something, and he was like, hey man, can I get a picture with you? And then they took the picture, and it's Zach when he's like 14, 15 years old. And Zach said, I want to recreate that photo.
Oh, nice.
And I want to Photoshop my old self into it. So can we pose? And in the original photo, Chris Ballou has his right arm out around Zach, and it's just the two of them. In this photo, he said, can we recreate it? Put your left arm around me, and then I'll Photoshop the old me into the right side. And then this video, like I just happened to walk into the dressing room when they were doing this.
Oh, nice.
He was so stoked about that.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris was the nicest guy. But I do have to show you one more video, which is of Mike Inez, who got me that gig, who is just the coolest guy on stage. Start rolling it, Alex. It's just him playing with Nancy Wilson. Nancy had him come up and jam a couple Heart songs.
Dude is always smiling. I love it.
Oh, and that singer, Liv Warfield.
The dude from Coheed and Cambria?
Liv Warfield is a powerhouse of a singer. But yeah, Mike Inez, always smiling, always happy.
I would be too had I played with Ozzy Osbourne, had I been in Alice in Chains, had I been doing this song with members of Heart. We lead wonderful lives.
But he's also a guy that I love Mike, but he has the craziest sense of humor that is like, I don't know if
Mike,
we're going to have him on.
Come on the show, man.
Yeah, we're going to have him on.
Yeah.
But Mike, I remember one time he I'm on a plane, okay? I just I got an upgrade because I fly so much. I get free upgrades.
Yep.
So
Daddy's taking care of me with some points on these comedy trips too.
Yep. So
thanks, Daddy.
So I go to do, I go to get on the plane, and I've been upgraded, so I get to be in first class on this flight. And so first class, it's like 10 people getting on the plane. So the first 10 people get on, and I'm putting my bags in the overhead, and I hear a ding in my phone. I look. It's Mike Inez. He sent me a video, and I'm like, oh, all right, let me just get my bags up. And so I put my bags. I'm like, excuse me, I'm in that seat right over there in the window, and I scoot over. It's really quiet in the plane, and they haven't let anybody else on the plane yet. It's just 10 passengers in first class, and then I open up, and it's a video, and I click on the video, and it's two dudes just ramming each other. And I have like 2 seconds to go, what the hell? And then a voiceover goes, hey, this guy's watching gay porn. I was like, oh, and I had to stop. Dude, I texted him. I was like, you could not have timed that any better than in that moment. Mike Inez just completely destroyed me in front of these 9 strangers that I'm now going to have to sit on a flight with for the next 3 hours.
Yep. And the one guy over in 3C going,
yeah.
Call me. We'll film our own.
Yeah. There's another one that.
There's a little ASMR for the kids at home.
There's another one, and this will be strictly for.
Strictly dickly, as the kids say.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see something amazing, go to our Patreon right now, because this is only going to be seen on our Patreon. Dude.
Yep.
Now that we're back on the regular show.
Y'all missed that.
Y'all missed something really disturbing. I realize now that on every episode that we do, we got to ask at least one question of every guest that is just a Patreon question, and then to have one moment for everybody. By the way, if you're on our Patreon page, you are seeing some great stuff on there. In my opinion, just the conversation with Phil Verone alone about the fight that broke out backstage between Poison and Vince Neil, just that story alone makes that whole Patreon page so worth. It's like 20 minutes, right? Isn't it like 15, 20 minutes, Alex?
30 minutes, yeah.
30 minutes?
Ooh.
God damn, that is a detailed blow by blow of what happened backstage at that show. And it all happened right in front of me. And then while Phil's in the studio, I go, oh my God, I didn't realize you were there that night when that fight broke out. That was a wonderful, wonderful moment to be able to have a witness that was like, yes, I saw it. It's 100% true.
I love it.
But what else has been going on for the last couple weeks since I've seen you? We still got a few minutes left here.
You know, I got to give a big, huge thanks to Danny Wimmer from DWP, Danny Wimmer Productions.
If you don't know, DWP is the organization that puts on all those massive Welcome to Rockville, the Sonic Temple, and the Aftershock in Sacramento.
Yeah.
All those massive concert festivals. Holy shit.
So European festivals have long been like the destination spot for bands doing festivals. They do it. It's incredible. Danny has definitely stepped the game up here in the States, and US and Europe right on par with each other as far as festivals. But I played on Thursday with Death Punch. Got a brand new single out now called this is terrible.
Brand new single.
This is going on the Patreon. Well. Yep.
Let me just throw some jokes so we'll totally disrupt them and sidetrack them.
Nope. Can't remember the name of the single. It's good.
The new Five Finger Death Punch single?
Yeah, I can't remember the
Ladies
name.
and gentlemen, Chris Kael, the greatest promoter for Five Finger Death Punch, has a new single out called
Yeah, kids, don't do drugs.
And we have Chris Kael here to talk about the new album. What do you got going on here?
I like that I brought it up too, knowing that.
Chris has no idea what he's talking about. Today on Beardo and Weirdo.
This is my Hey Billy moment.
God, you know what that reminds me of? Pablo, I shouldn't say his name, but Pablo Francisco was so coked out of his mind one night that he went on stage. He's hosting a show, and he walks out and he goes, all right, so you guys ready to get the show started? Okay, cool. Please welcome to the stage one of my best friends, this guy. And then he walked off stage.
I love that. You know what? I'm not even going to Google it either right now. I genuinely cannot remember the name of the damn song.
Chris is trying to promote a new single that you can find online for Five Finger Death Punch, and he has no idea what the single is.
Yeah.
So I guess
You guys, just go listen to it.
So I guess you can just Google Five Finger Death Punch new song. And you know what? Can you help us?
Nope,
And don't say it. Don't say it.
I don't
want to
know.
I don't want to know. Just when you're watching this video, or if you're listening online, just leave the name of the song in the comments so that fans of Five Finger Death Punch know where to go to look for the song.
Hey, man, I play bass.
Yeah. That is the most I play bass moment you have ever had. Holy shit. You don't even know the name of the song that you have coming out.
And there's one dude in the band that's going to give me so much shit over that. Yep. I may no longer be a member of Five Finger Death Punch after beating his ass.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our episode. We're going to be on tour, by the way. We're doing shows. Where are we going? I forgot where we're going. We're doing shows in Long Island and Houston. All the tickets are at getgas.com. Getgas with 2 S's.com. Also, if you want to meet Chris on the road and do a VIP package, you can go to chriskael.com.
Yep.
chriskael.com. And I'm also doing shows in Vegas here at Jimmy Kimmel's. I've lined up a bunch of my shows at Jimmy Kimmel's to go with the Metallica weekend. So if you're coming to Vegas for a Metallica weekend, some of those weekends, you can catch me at Jimmy Kimmel's on the Saturday night that Metallica's not performing. Getgas.com for all the tickets.
You mean they can go see you, and on the night you're not performing, go check out a band called Metallica.
Yeah, come see me. And then if you want, stick around and go see a band called Metallica at Sphere. But the tickets are all at getgas.com. Getgas.com. Don't forget to check out Five Finger Death Punch's new song called, I don't know, chriskael.com. We'll see you next week.